Welcome to Jams.
I'm Jabria.
And I'm Spring.
And we are Two Short Girls with Tall Girl Energy.
TSG, TGE, coming to the jams with
What's up, Jammers? We are back with another
Video!
Yes, sir! All right. Today's topic is moving. Yes, because y'all know we made a big move.
And if you didn't know, we made a big move
to good old
Austin. Hey.
All right.
We are actually starting a series called Census. So Census September.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be talking about the physical versus the mental of just different topics. So this one is moving. And we're going to have our phones because, we got a time limit.
And we got notes.
And we got notes. That too. All right. So,
who going first? You going first?
I'll jump it off. So we, I think it was like August, and we were like, we should move out. We should move to another state, another city. So y'all, we started Googling on a map. I was like, we throwing out stuff. I remember like Atlanta. I went to move to Atlanta, and she was like, no. But I didn't want to live there until I got retired. And then that's my retirement spot, so I didn't want to retire. I got like real good in life. What was another place you threw out?
Arizona.
Because
there were good schools there. I remember that part.
Yes, I was going to school. So Arizona, I think we ended up sticking on Arizona or Colorado. Those are our two, like, we threw some other states out there, like Florida. I mean, not this is Texas water. We just like
I'm sorry.
We went out there, like California earthquakes, Florida hurricanes, New York, which is a lot. It's a lot of movement. So Colorado and Arizona were our two choices because I was going to school in Arizona. Didn't work out, so it don't matter. So what happened? So I would say like this is around August. So up until October, I was really like researching Arizona. I was looking up places. I called my auntie. I was like, hey, everything about moving to this little area. What can you tell us? And wherever I moved, I wanted mountains. I wanted trees. I wanted scenery. And literally in a phone call, she was like, you want to move here? I said, yeah. She said, oh, just want to let you know, we ain't got no view. Like, if you coming for trees and stuff, you're not getting that.
It's Arizona. Baby, it's a desert.
Really? And I was like,
we did not think of it.
That's wow. So literally, I was like, something on my list, like I have to have trees and stuff like that, like nature. I just need to have it. And so for her to just say it in like as random in conversations, like, we ain't got this. If that's what you want to. I was like, I ain't never said that to you, but that is what I wanted. Cross. So she's looking, she's still looking around because we haven't like solely said no. We're still like, yeah, we're gonna go to Arizona. So she's looking around for us. And then I'll say like October, I had planned a trip to Colorado. It was me and my sisters gonna plan a trip to Colorado. I told nobody that me and Spring were trying to move. Like literally. At this point, I didn't even know if Spring was real, like moving because we were joking about the question. But I was so serious. I was like praying, like, Lord, can I move? You go bless it. Can I leave? You go, like, I'm doing motions. I'm like, I'm gonna go by myself. If she can't go,
she was going.
Look,
I was going.
Cause I didn't know. I was like, we joking about it. So I'm like, look, if she ain't trying to do it, I'm gonna do it for real. So I'm really like,
we were joking
in the work.
I was gonna just dip out. Sorry, Mama, if you watch this.
Look, I was putting in the work, y'all. So I remember I didn't tell no one knew I was going to Colorado. I want to say I bought the tickets Friday for that Tuesday. And like I was buying a hotel, but I literally had everything set up that Friday for that Tuesday. And that Saturday, my sister's foot swelled up, so she could not walk. And so she couldn't go with me. So I had to tell my mom, I was like, hey, Ma, I'm going to Colorado.
Why is this my first time?
And
this happened.
And she's like, I want to go. And I was like, do you really? Like, can you take off from this time to this time? And she was like, yeah. So she took off work. But we got the little rental car. We drove 10 hours. It was a 10-hour trip. There and back. There, 10 hours back. Like, it was a little more actually back. I think it might have ended up being like 13 coming back. Because we had to make 2 stops. But it was a 10-hour trip. I fell in love. The nature, the trees. I fell in love with Colorado. So we get there, we're looking. I make too much money as a teacher. Right, y'all know that. Y'all ain't gonna talk about that. So, make too much money. So, I need, like, dependents people to stay with me. And my sisters was like, I'm like, well, y'all ain't really got a job right now, so this could work. And Spring, she want to say, so I called Spring. I called my 2 sisters up. And I'm like, hey, y'all trying to move to Colorado? Like, there's 4 people. The way the income worked, I needed at least 4. Y'all, I'm a teacher. 4 ain't feeding no. The income wasn't feeding nobody. I was like, this is trash. Man, ain't feeding nobody. But I was like, all our incomes combined, if we stay at this apartment, right, we can finesse or stay in the house. We can finesse. We can figure it out. So I'm calling them up. They all say yes. Like, every single person was like, we're down. Let's do it. So when I come back, I'm hitting the road. Before we start this podcast or this not podcast, before we start recording, I told her, I was like, I might have a Colorado teacher license.
I was like, why is this the first time you think?
Because when I decided not to go no more, I didn't care about nothing, everything. I was reaching out to my college. I was reaching out to the Colorado thing. I had to apply for a new license. I was switching over Texas to Colorado. Like, the last step I had to do was fingerprints. So, okay, so we get there. So now we're in January, right? So around January, the very beginning, I had a friend hit me up and be like, I know why you're moving, but why are your sisters moving? Like, are they just moving because you're moving? They got blessed to move? And I was like, oh, I don't know. So I kept being like, y'all praying? I remember I said, I was like, can you pray? She was like, I don't move unless God, like, blesses it. I don't want to move. So I'm like, I don't want to try to move, and God ain't blessed whatever y'all got going on. So you look, gotta be in order. So I was like calling, like, okay, y'all praying, God say y'all can move. And then my younger sister was like, it ain't fun no more. Like, was it really that fun? Like, she wasn't feeling it no more. My big sister got an offer to move back to Houston, so she really was kind of like, I might not go. And then with Spring, I was like, well, I don't want to take Spring out of Texas and you don't have your, like, license. Yeah, so then that would have been even harder to take more classes. And so I just felt selfish to make everybody, like, I was making a move. I felt like for me, it would have been a simple switch over license, good. For everyone else, it would have been a little extra work. Might want to go to school. And I was just like, all right, Lord. And I was at the fingerprint part. I remember I was at the fingerprint part. I put in my stuff for fingerprints. Yeah, I might have paid for a license. I might have paid for a license.
So even if you wanted, could you actually be a picture?
Yeah, because I didn't get my fingerprints. So I didn't get fully accepted because I know my fingerprints for Colorado. So I still have my but the thing is, like, it wasn't like I would be dual license. So I would have Texas and Colorado. Yeah. Okay. So I know
this. Because when she do stuff, she be real serious about it. So I know she just could have just yank her license.
No, I get both. So I know I'm talking the most because everything is kind of leads
her section.
Yeah, this is my section, and then it kind of flows to Springs. So I want to say I was at church. We just had like this fire revival. I was in church for like 7 days straight, y'all. And at the very end, that Sunday, my fingerprints were set for that Friday, and we're on Sunday. And I went the same place I got my Texas fingerprints. I went back to that same place to get my Colorado fingerprints, y'all. Same place. It's just a different process. So that Sunday, after going to church, after doing my inner healing, after everything, I was like, Lord, I am so content where I am right now. Like, while I was moving, it was more of I just felt stuck and I wanted something new. And it wasn't so much of the Lord was like, I feel like he was releasing me. It was just me begging to go. And so at this point, it was like, Lord, if I got to stay, cool. If I need to move, cool. If you do bless me to move, and it's not Colorado, because at this point, now it went from 4 to 2 to maybe just me. And I can't pay for a $10,000 move or however much it costs. When you divide that in 4, cool. When it's just 1, who got that kind of money?
Exactly.
So I'm like, Lord, I really want to move. I said, it has to have, I said, if it doesn't have mountains, I pray that it has water. And instantly I thought of Austin, which I've been wanting to move to Austin for 3 years now, or 2 years, 18, 19, 20, 3 years. I asked twice. The Lord said no, so I quit asking. I said, I ain't going to ask him no more. That wasn't even an option. I didn't bring it up because he told me no too many times. and I didn't get my feelings hurt again.
Oh,
So
wow.
instantly it was like Austin popped up, and I was like, "What, you gonna bless it? You gonna bless it?" Because y'all did not think Austin. I was thinking like out the state. You know what I mean? I'm trying to go. At one point, I was like, "Okay, we're gonna go Colorado." Then after that, I'm gonna move to Spain. Like, I mean, South Brazil. Like, I'm thinking out the country in about a couple of years. Texas ain't even on my radar. Okay, so so then it hit us with the I was like, "Lord, will you bless it?" And then that literally the next day, I had to make a decision by Friday, either cancel my fingerprints or keep them and go to Colorado. The next day, I got an email was like, "Hey, your fingerprints have been canceled." Who canceled the fingerprints? I was like, "The Lord, I blessed it. I claimed it. I took it." I was like, "Austin, it is. Call Springs, like Spring. Trying to Austin." Yeah, that's how it is. I was like, "Spring. Colorado ain't gonna
I'm
work."
hearing this as y'all in here.
Look, she ain't know. So I was like, "Lord, you trying to, what about Austin? That's better. Austin.
Like, that's much better than Colorado, because baby, my family wouldn't talk to me for years.
Your turn.
All right. So with that being said, we're gonna segue into my section of the video, which is May, right?
It's like March.
No, March.
Well, actually, my questions, I asked her a question that from August all the way to January.
Oh, true.
I was like on the ball, like trying to figure out where we're gonna live, do everything what every single person needs to do, like college or license or whatever. So I have no idea what Spring was doing
in between.
Yeah, I thought she didn't want to go at first, so I had no idea. So what were you doing? Like just in a quick little thing, and then we'll jump into your.
That was her. She did good, right?
Hey.
Okay. So y'all know how old dude said, "When I move, you move," right?
Just like that.
Just like that, right? Okay. So when she moved, I moved. Okay. Just like that. So in all honesty, while she's making all of these plans, I'm just thinking in my head, when she says it's time to go, I'm leaving everything. If all I got is my bank cards and my phone and my charger, I'm gone. Okay? So that's what I'm thinking this entire time. Meanwhile, I mean, I'm working and I'm saving and I'm trying to do, what I can to make the move easier. But as soon as she said Austin, I was like, we still in Texas?
I can do that.
Exactly. Like, I said, okay, I can do this, right? And it's not that far, for family. You know how it is living family if you haven't moved away from home. It is very difficult. Especially, I'm an only child, so that explains that.
Remember what you said about your dad?
Oh, yeah. My pops had a friend that lived here, and then, so basically I told my dad, and he called his friend and was, anyway, my daddy is my daddy. And so, to make a long story short about that, that just solidified it, because they were just like, you know how older people are. They were like, "Oh, Austin is, it's a party city," and da da da. And I was like, like, that's okay with me, So I was like, okay, I can do Austin. Like, I was legitimately like Googling everything in Austin, like everything there is to do. There's so much live music here and all that. And so at the time, I was like, I'm gonna get serious about music. Still have not.
But we getting there.
Oh,
yeah, we will agree.
So, okay. But yeah, so like, I was excited. Like the Colorado thing, I was excited, but I was very apprehensive because I was like, Colorado is far.
It is.
We don't really know anybody. But
have you been to Colorado?
Yes, I have.
Okay. Mind you, everyone else has been. They never been, so they know.
They
would look like nothing.
Okay, yeah, I have family there, so it's like, but they're not close family. So it's like, can I count on you? I don't know.
Right. Exactly.
But when she moved, I moved just like that. So, once again, to make a long story short, and to answer that question, I was down for whatever. I was down for whatever. If she would have come to me and been like, we move in 2 weeks, have everything settled, I said, okay. Like, we did that. That was it. But so to segue into the months of March.
Yes.
And I was here for 3 months Was it
Yes.
March through May?
Yeah, she was by herself.
I was by myself.
March, April, like
3 months.
2-3 months. Yeah.
So it was not going to be legitimate unless I came down here and got a job, right? So we came to visit Austin. March.
It was like spring break.
3rd,
like
I think.
6 night.
March.
It was like that first weekend of March. Yeah, like 5th through
something.
something. Yeah.
5th through something. It was around there, March 5th or something, right? So when I tell you I was on a mission, I was not leaving here until I had a job, right? So I'm applying. I'm on Indeed. I'm on ZipRecruiter. Like, I'm on everything. Put my resume out there, okay? I think it was maybe our second to last day from leaving here. I had about 4 interviews on Zoom. Like, every time they talked to me, I woke up early that morning, was like, I got an interview. I got another interview.
We were really there for like looking in hotel, like not hotel.
We were here for apartments.
We had like apartment interviews or apartment like tours and stuff set up for apartments. So she would go interview. When she got interviewed, we heading out the door to go meet up with the interview for the apartment. Like,
so I was like, look,
she was on it.
Solid. It is solid. Secured a job, and that's when I knew everything was about to like hit the fan. But it didn't really hit the fan like that. But once I it hit the fan, and then you know how sometimes the top of the fan be blowing off and shit everywhere. But anyway, it hit the fan.
Fan broke.
It really did. But needless to say, everything's cool now, and you know, it's gonna take a little moment of silence for my.
It was hectic.
It really was. It was very touch and go. That's the phrase I'm gonna use there. But I knew I was going.
Yeah.
I sure did. So secured a job. They told me, you know, when I had to be here, and so I'm making plans to come down here and put my little old self in an extended stay, right? Because at the time, my family was like, we're not going to support you moving. You got to do it by yourself, right? So I was like, ooh, I'm out. If I got to do this, I got to do this. I got to put myself in storage. I got to do it. You know, I'm here. I'm all here for it, right? And so eventually, I was talking with my family, and we all came to an agreement. And we actually were looking for apartments. We found this place. Was it the last day?
Yeah, I think so. It was like, was this the last one we went to? No, it was the last day. We did this one, and we looked at a couple other ones. But
we were like, this is
it. Was yeah.
It was to weigh in on whether or not this was really the one, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we rewind to that day, right? And so we mentally chose this complex.
Yeah.
And with that being said, I'm planning everything around this complex. How my furniture gonna look in my room, how my room gonna be. Like, I'm doing everything, right? So it gets close to moving time. I think I moved down here like the end of March. Literally, like the end of March.
Yeah, we came back. You put your 2-week notice in, and then it was very for her. It was like, here we're looking, found a job, didn't have an apartment, but since she had the job, it was like she started in the beginning of the month.
Yep.
It was quick.
It was so quick.
It
when
was
I tell
so
you
quick.
That entire month challenged my faith like never before, because I was like, Lord, if you're gonna do it for me, you're gonna do it the right way. And even though I felt like, you know, okay, how I sprung this on my folks was kind of dishonorable, just a little bit, but if I didn't spring it on them, they wouldn't let me go. Y'all know how only children parents can be. But he just like made everything go boom, 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 boom. And it all aligned so well, y'all. It's crazy. So we got here maybe, is that like the first, I think, of April? I can't remember. I think they came down to help me move.
Yeah.
And
it was
the apartment, like, we're gonna have to do an apartment tour video at some point. But the apartment, even more bomb than the one we viewed.
Hey, it was.
Oh my goodness.
It was.
So, yes, everything's cool. I'm riding the new apartment high. I'm in a new city. It's great, right? Like, it's so dope. And
I'm mad and jealous. I was like, she was down there, and I was still this stupid job. Like, my job was stupid. Everything I was doing was so stupid because she just down here living her best life in Austin. And I'm in the country.
Right. So she was in the country while I was wishing I was in the country. Right.
No,
so I'm living my best life down here all alone, wishing my best friend to move with me the entire time.
Yeah, me too. I was like, you was counting down. I remember I texted her mom time. She's like, I wish you were there. I was like, just 33 more days.
It was insane. It's insane, y'all. Like,
oh man.
In all honesty, my whole thing was, like I said, if she moved, I moved. But it was the fact that I had to move down here first that it really took me out. I was like, I am down here by myself. When I tell you, like, the first 2 weekends, I didn't leave the house. I was not out. I take that back. The first Sunday, I think I went out. But the rest of the weekends, like, I was like, I'm just going to enjoy my apartment. And then slowly but surely, you're going to start cleaning her shelves. She start making connections. She start meeting people. She start getting out here. And it was like, this is home. Like, it felt so homey. It was so lit. And so now I was just like waiting on her to get here. You know, it was still a countdown. I was like, when is my best friend gonna get here? Because I have nothing to do with anybody. Like, I have to go everywhere by myself, meeting weird people. And the tagline for Austin is "Keep Austin Weird" for a reason. Hey. Just letting y'all know, it's a gorgeous place to visit, though.
Freaking love it.
Right.
I love it here.
So we fast forward to the end of May, right? Yes. And she's finally,
June 4th was my move-in day.
She was finally.
But I tell y'all, I was a teacher. I packed up my classroom like a week before.
She really did.
The kids would come in and be like, something different. Because I was slowly taking stuff off the wall. I was slowly just taking stuff out, putting stuff in the hallways, getting rid of stuff. That last day of school, because you can always come back Monday. I was like, I can't come back.
Right.
They're like, you can bring your key back. I can't.
Right.
You got to take everything now, so I'm not coming back.
Right.
I'm leaving. Like that literally that last day, I packed up my classroom. I packed up all my stuff. I drove to Dallas and then I fell asleep, so then I can't miss it. But I was just like, I was so good.
Supposed to be here. But
we're here.
Now we're here.
We made it. Do you feel like this is home? Like when you say, oh yeah, I'm at home, like would you say that this is home?
In all honesty, I do. Like, it's so funny because they'll be like, who ain't here from Austin? You know, if we go out, and I'll be like, wow! And they be like, all right, who from Dallas? She'll be like, wow!
Right. So to me, I think no matter where I go, like even when I didn't live in Dallas for 6 years. The thing about I technically I didn't live for 6 years. Dallas was, I still remember, like that was my home. And so then out here, for me, it's only June, July. It's going into like the second month or third month, August. So it's still like, when I first moved out here to my sister, she came with me. I'm so happy she did because baby, I would have been living out of boxes if it wasn't for her. So shout out to Janicia for she unpacked my whole room, y'all. Like thank you so much. I love you. I love y'all so much. So she, I told her, I said, I feel like I'm rooming. I literally felt like I was coming, like just visiting spring. That's how I felt. I said, I don't feel like this is my house. It feels like I'm just visiting spring and we're staying in her spare room. That's really how I felt. I felt that way for probably all of it. Wasn't just like literally just right now where I've been like, this is our space. Right. I wake up being like, I jumped to the gate yesterday. I'm just like, I live here.
Yeah.
Like I live here.
Like it'd be
and it's
most
just
random times too.
I live here. Like, I live here. Like I'm working here because I live here. Like I'm staying here for the whole year. Like so it throws my mind off really good. So physically, I wouldn't say our move was hard. It was pretty smooth. Chill. Had a couple ups and downs. Mentally, I would think was probably emotionally, mentally, definitely hard. There was moments where I was like, "Am I making the right choice?" I had even my boss was questioning, like, Austin's fast. I'm like, I know, like
that's why I'm going.
It's fine. Like
they pay more.
I'm not from here. I'm from Dallas. That's as fast. He was like, yeah, but it's fast. It's fast paced. I'm like, I know. It's fine. Just
stop trying to, throw something.
Yeah, just everybody just been like, are you sure? Like, is this what you want to do? We'll miss you. Do you sure want to go? So then that was the hardest part of like feeling like I left. Moving here made me feel like I left everybody and everything that I loved and I know, which is what I didn't want to leave them, but I feel like I couldn't grow if I didn't move far enough away, especially my mom. Like 2 hours and a half, I'm not driving that. An hour and a half, baby, I'll be up and down. I'll be the 59 minutes, I'm up and down that highway so many times. So being 2 hours and a half away, I'm not as close to her no more. She lives on her life, so I'm not able to like talk to her as much. So I feel like I'm having to grow up and not rely on my mother or rely on like different people. And then how do you feel about like just
when I tell you those first 3 months, being an only kid and not really having like siblings and things like that, you learn to be by yourself. But when you move to a completely different city where you literally are by yourself, it's like freedom, and then it's like depression. Like, baby, if y'all have watched Big Mouth, the depression kitty was sitting on my chest. I said, you will not be here. You won't be here. You won't be in this house. I'm not starting off my Austin journey that way. It had me for a minute because I was like, my best friend ain't coming. I was, you know how depression is. You be thinking about everything. Like mentally, I was shot, but I was excited. Yeah. And the excitement overpowered the depression. So I was forcing myself to get out here. I made it to 6th Street at least like 2 times. Probably more than that actually, but to actually party on 6th Street is only like 2 times. But
she was living her best life. Yeah,
I would live that. That's another story for another video.
I'm just hating.
And what's crazy is, y'all, that's also another. When she first got here, she had a job. She was that good old teacher salary was allowing her to actually have.
But I was having PTSD to her. Okay, was it really?
She was having a summer. I'm here working.
I couldn't do that because she wasn't here. So it was like, still like,
we have not been able to find a decent balance yet, but it's coming. Okay, it's coming. This is our decent balance. Y'all are just witnessing us literally doing what we do at the kitchen table when we come home. Like,
right. This is literally what this is. It's like our little table talk.
And we just letting y'all watch.
Our little couch convo. That's all we doing.
For real. Honestly, these are some of the first. Like I said, I'm hearing things like y'all are hearing things.
Yeah,
like
and I never even asked some of the stuff that I didn't know what she was about to see. I just assumed she would just move with me. I'm moving, so we just go for it
at this point. So yeah, mentally, I will say the move was it hard? Would it have been harder going to Colorado? Yes.
Yeah,
that would have like probably torn me. But moving here wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be.
I definitely cried. Shout out to our families for supporting us.
I know. Really cried, y'all.
I know it was a lot of hesitation on both sides.
But yes, my mom came in clutch as always.
Shout out to family, my family, Spring's family, because ultimately, like, you don't need their support, and this segues into like any advice you would give to somebody who wants to move.
Yeah.
You don't need anyone's support to do what you feel like you need to do. But having that support makes it a lot like it takes the weight off your shoulders. You know what I mean?
Much so.
So if you want to move and you got yourself together, pray first, make sure Lord blesses it. Just have that peace about moving. And once you have that peace about moving, don't let nobody else take that from you, because a lot of times people are just scared for you because they've never done it, or they feel like maybe you're not ready when you are. So don't let them tear you down or stop what you want to do. But if you can find that one person that supports you, let them do it. If you need it, we your support. You know what I mean? Here's the comments. Let us know. We'll comment back. Follow us on Instagram. We'll put all that stuff in there. And let us know. We'll support and just whatever you got going on. Because like my mindset was, I'm going to do this whether you support me or not.
Same.
And since I had that mindset, it was like, this is what I'm doing. You know, like whatever people were like coming at me with stuff, but because my mindset was, I'm going to do it anyway, because I had peace about it. But other people fear and they got going on, I can't stop that. I can't help that you're scared. You know what I mean? Like what I'm going to do, just stay here because you're scared. So my advice would be, if you have peace about whatever it is, the decision that you're trying to make, go for it. Yes, it'll be scary. Yes, there's going to be times where you're going to be like, did I make the wrong decision? So literally, I wrote it down. Like the moment I got peace about it, and it wasn't like no peace of like, I want like stubbornness kind of peace or prideful kind of peace. It was like legit peace. I wrote it down. So then when I did start second guessing myself, I remember I wrote it down and was like, nope. The Lord said, I remember this. I had like legit peace at this moment. Nothing crazy was going on in my life. Like I can, you can go back to, when you had that peace. And if it don't work, it don't work. Like if this didn't work out, I'm packing myself back up and I'm gonna go back home. Like, it just, it is what it is.
I mean, at that right there, she is the pastor of the friend group. If you haven't noticed, I am so blessed because of like that was just a word. I know y'all over there like, yes, because it was a word. Like in all honesty, that is so true. When I tell you, I have not met such doubt and like naysaying until it was time for me to go. Like, and it's from people you love and you cherish their opinion. And so it's like, it's hard hearing that from people that you thought had your best interest, but when you take a step back and you look at it, they still do. They love you. They're just terrified.
Yeah.
Okay. So once again, if you are thinking about moving or if you're thinking about making a big decision that you feel is beneficial to you, pray first. That is the first thing you do. Don't make any decisions without the Most High guide. Secondly, once you get peace, like she said, write it down. Write it down because you're going to need to go back and look at that, because I promise you the enemy finna be like, don't go. Don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do that. Like, and it's going to be from some heavy hitters that are on your team, and you're going to doubt that are they really on your team, but they are. So that being said, man, just go for it. Go for what you want in life. Don't let anybody stop you from doing what you think will make you succeed.
Right. And I just want to say that we are not rich. We ain't got money like that. And so a lot of times people are like, oh, I need to have buku in savings. I need to have this. 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 Well, I would advise you to have it. It's always good to have it in savings.
Always good.
Sometimes when it's time for you to go, or when it's time to make that big decision, you're gonna be doing a lot of things on faith. It's like, I ain't got this, I ain't got this, how am I supposed to do this? And you just, if it's time to do it, you're just gonna have to do it and trust that the Lord will have the plans for you. He's gonna have provision for you. Or trust that you're making the decision that you need for your life. Yeah. So go for it.
Go for it.
Peace
That's
and
what we say, right? All right. So this has been a good old jam-isode.
Hey.
We've been doing good on time.
Come on.
This has been a good old jam-isode. This is we don't really know what order we're gonna put it out, but this has been a great jam-isode.
A great
with
one.
Your girl Spray
and your girl Jabria.
And we'll see y'all in another
video. Thanks for chatting with us. Yes, sir. Love y'all. Bye.
TSG, TGE. You are watching two best friends on the TV.